Hello, my name is Dr. Dewan S. Raja. Today I will discuss about the histology of the neurons and the neuroglia. The neurons are the functional units of the nervous system, and the neuron has cell membrane. We call it neurolemma. Component parts of the neuron include the cell body. Here is the cell body. The axons here. Axon is covered by myelin sheath, and we have multiple small processes here. We call them dendrites. And the axon is myelinated by means of the oligodendrocyte, that is a supporting cell, that is a neuroglia. The axon will end up here. You are seeing on the skeletal muscle and forms the motor end plate here. Axon may unite with that of another axon. Axon may unite with that of the dendrite and make synapses like that of the axon and dendrite, axon and another cell body of another neuron. So we have multiple type of synapses that is done by the axon and dendrites and the cell body. So this is the cell body of a neuron. We are seeing very much prominent nucleus and a prominent nucleoli and a lot of organelles here. And we have the ribosomes. We have the rough endoplasmic reticulum. We call them as Nissl substance. And in the cell body, smooth endoplasmic reticulum is also present, and this is the dendrite, the short processes. The short process does not contain the Golgi apparatus, otherwise it is just an extension of the cytoplasm of the cell body. And this is the axon. Axon begins from a conical part, we call it axon hillock, and axon hillock is here going through that, and it should be covered by the myelin. The cell body of the neuron also contains the microtubules and also the neurofilaments, neurofibrils. The axons and dendrites. Neurons are responsible for the reception, transmission, and processing of stimuli. There is a nerve stimuli. Dendrites are short and receive stimuli. These are the dendrites. Most nerve cell has numerous dendrites except the bipolar neurons. They have one axon, one dendrite. Most neurons have only one axon. An axon begins from the axon hillock, the conical part here. Axon has the membrane, we call it exolemma, and the content of the axon is called exoplasm. Here we are seeing the axon here, dendrites are here. This is the cell body or soma. It is supported by a lot of neuroglial cell here, and the cell body or soma contains the polyribosomes and the rough endoplasmic reticulum. This the polyribosomes and the rough endoplasmic reticulum also are called Nissl substance or Nissl's body. Okay. So types of neuron according to the processes, if we go there, types of neuron, this is a neuron, multipolar neuron, one axon and multiple dendrites that is present in the nervous system, like that of the anterior gray horn of the spinal cord contains the motor neurons. There we have also the pyramidal cell in the cerebral cortex are examples of the multipolar neuron. Bipolar neurons are present in the area of sensation, like that of the olfactory area, vestibular cochlear area, the the area for special sensation. In the retina of the eye, we'll get the bipolar neuron, one axon, one dendrite. So it is found in the retina, in the internal ear, also in the olfactory receptor. Those are the bipolar neurons. Okay, we have the unipolar or pseudo-unipolar neuron here. We have one process, and this entire part is the axon. This is the axon. Okay, and these are the dendrite. So the dendrite pick up sensation. It goes through the axon, go to the central nervous system without going through the cell body. And the cell body have one process that divides it, split into two way. This entire part including this and that part is the axon, and dendrites are this part only. We have another type of neuron that is called the exo that is called an axonic neuron without any axon here, and they do not transmit the action potential. They are to maintain electrical activity in the surrounding neurons. They have multiple dendrites. Okay. So types of neuron according to the shape and size, multipolar neuron, one axon with multiple dendrite, example, pyramidal cell, and also the anterior gray horn of the spinal cord, motor neurons. Bipolar neurons, one axon, one dendrite, found in the retina. The bipolar neuron in the area of spatial sensation, like the olfactory receptors, the vestibular cochlear neurons, and also it is found in the retina. Pseudounipolar neuron or also unipolar neuron, only one single process near the soma, and this is found in the posterior root ganglion. This is found in the posterior root ganglion, and this is the sensory neuron. And an axonic without any action that does not transmit the action potential, they just maintain the electrical activity of the surrounding neurons. According to the function, motor neuron, like that of the neuron from the cerebral cortex going to the spinal cord, or from the spinal cord going to the muscle, that is the motor neuron. It may be somatic, it may be autonomic. Autonomic neuron that is involuntary, and somatic is voluntary. We have the autonomic neurons present in the lateral gray horn of the spinal cord from the T1 to L2, that is associated with sympathetic function. We'll get there the autonomic motor neurons. Sensory neuron, the posterior root ganglion contains the sensory neuron. Interneuron connects the other neurons that make a circuit. It may be multipolar interneuron or it may be an axonic neuron. Okay. Neuroglia, these are the supporting cell of the nervous system, and these are not excitable part. They support the neurons. There are many functions. We'll go to the functions. Okay. What are the types of neuroglia? We have the astrocyte. We have two types of astrocyte. One in the gray matter, that is the protoplasmic astrocyte. Another in the white matter, that is the fibrous astrocyte. We have oligodendroglia. Main purpose of the oligodendroglia is to myelinate the axons. An axon may pass through the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. In the peripheral nervous system, axon is myelinated by the Schwann cell. The same axon may be myelinated by the oligodendroglia in the central nervous system, also by the Schwann cell in the peripheral nervous system. We have ependymal cell. They line the ventricles of the brain and the central canal of the spinal cord. The microglia, these are phagocytic cell. They originate from the monocyte in the bone marrow, and the microglial cell main purpose is phagocytosis. Okay, glial cell function. We have these are the functions of the glial cell: myelin production by means of the oligodendroglia, Schwann cell in the peripheral nervous system. Oligodendroglia myelinate the axons in the central nervous system. Schwann cell is derived from the neural crest cell. Oligodendrocyte is a derivative of the neural tube. Structural support, function, repair, blood-brain barrier, metabolic exchanges done by the astrocyte. We have two types of astrocyte, fibrous astrocyte and protoplasmic astrocyte. Protoplasmic astrocyte is present in the gray matter, fibrous astrocyte is present in the white matter. Most of the adult brain tumor arise from the fibrous astrocyte, and astrocytes are the most abundant neuroglial cell. Okay. Lining cavity of central nervous system by ependymal cell, macrophage activity by microglial cell. And we have also some supporting cell and metabolic supporting cell of the ganglion at the peripheral nervous system. So peripheral ganglia are supported by the satellite cell. They work like that of the neuroglia for the peripheral ganglia. Okay, this is protoplasmic astrocyte, and it maintains blood-brain barrier. It supports the neuron. That is the protoplasmic astrocyte. This is the fibrous astrocyte. This is the site from where most of the adult brain tumor develops. We have some terminology here. Gray matter, that is composed of the cell body, blood vessel, and neuroglia. White matter, that contains the processes like axons, not the cell body, and neuroglia and blood vessel. Ganglion means collection of neuron outside the central nervous system. Nucleus means collection of neuron inside the central nervous system. But we have some type of interchange between ganglia and nucleus. Suppose basal ganglia is also called basal nuclei. Gliosis is the proliferation of the neuroglial cell. If there is an empty space is developed in the brain for any region, then there will be gliosis that will replace that space. Glioma is the tumor of the neuroglia. It is benign. If it is glioblastoma, then it is malignant. Multiple sclerosis is a demyelinating disease of the central nervous system. The myelin around the axons in the central nervous system is lost. Guillain-Barré syndrome is a demyelinating disease of the peripheral nervous system. It may be an effect of food poisoning. It may be an effect of some type of diarrhea, or it may be a complication of the vaccination. So there will be peripheral nerve demyelination. But a lot of patients recover completely from the effect of Guillain-Barré syndrome. Alzheimer's disease is a condition when neurons are lost, especially from the frontal lobe and the temporal lobe, and people lose their memory plus cognitive function. So they develop dementia. Parkinson's disease, loss of neuron from the substantia nigra, which produces the neurotransmitter dopamine. So people has movement disorder like rigidity, tremor, and also specific posture and different type of facial expression. Parkinson's disease due to the damage or loss of the neurons in the substantia nigra of the midbrain. Okay. So this is the terminology, gray matter, white matter. We have gone through that part. And highlights neuron, functional unit of the nervous system, structure of the neuron. We have gone through that part. Axon, dendrites, neuroglia, loss of neuron in Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's disease, loss of myelin in the multiple sclerosis in case of central nervous system myelin damage, peripheral nervous system myelin damage is called Guillain-Barré syndrome. And that's all about the cells of the nervous system. If you have any question, please feel free to ask me, and please support my channel. Please subscribe me. Have a nice day. Bye now.